This is the first game. This game is used to measure organization, and it is divided into two parts. Part one, where you create a plan that is efficient, and then part two, where you execute the set plan as accurate as possible according to the plan, and then as fast as possible. So if you are executing the plan under 10 days compared to 12 days, you will get higher score if you are if you are executing that under 10 days. All right. So what you are seeing on the screen right now is the first part of the game, in which you have to make a plan. You make a plan by deciding when to buy these two items, and make sure that the total price that you have to pay, which is for each item, it is located under each icon. For example, buying a cake has price of 9 million originally, and then the decoration has a price of 12 million. And the total should not exceed 40. Then there are two periods in which you can get the item: the discount period and then the regular one. If you decide to buy the cake on its discount period, you will get a discount about 30%, which is 2/3 of its original price. So instead of paying 9 million, you will only pay around 6 million, which is cheaper. And then if you decide on regular, you will pay the full price. Right. So how do we decide? What you need to do to decide whether to buy the cake or decoration on its discount or regular one is to place them on its dates. So in this calendar, there are a lot of small circles, colored ones, and then the blue ones, two blue circle, indicates the start and the end of a discount period. And then for the regular one, it is indicated by two green circles, which is the start and the end of the period. And then there are also a small picture inside the circle, which is here, which indicates which period this dates belongs to. For example, in date 7 and date 9, we have two blue circles, which mean that from 7 until 9 of the month, we can buy cakes at its discount period. If we want to buy the cakes on its discount period, what you need to do is to drag this icon to either 7, 8, or 9, whichever is fine. For example, let's place that on 8. Okay. And then after we place that, a small icon that resembles the item here will be placed in the date that we have been chosen. And then this icon will be blackened, signaling that we have decided to buy the cakes at its discount period, because we placed it on date 8. And then we can only place it once. Then what we need to do is to place this decoration icon too. So let's say that we also want to buy the decoration on its discount period. What we need to do is to locate the two blue circles for buying the decoration, which is on date 11 and date 13 respectively. Right. So from date 11 and until date 13, this is for discount period for the buying decoration. So we can place them either from date 11, date 12, or date 13. Let's say that we place them on date 12. All right. So there is a green circle for buying cakes, and the timeline for buying these two things is there are intersection between these two timelines. So, and for one day you can only get one item here. So you cannot say that on that 12 you want to buy both the cakes and both the decoration. It's not allowed in the game, right? So since we decide to buy the cakes and also buy the decoration on its discount period respectively, we get the most efficient plan as possible, because we buy them on discount period. So we also have already decided both of them, because it is blackened here. What we need to do before pressing the finish button is to remember what kind of period we want to buy the two items. We want to buy the cakes on its discount period. So that's the decoration, right? So we have to remember the period only, not the dates. After that, we press finish. This is the second part of the game. In this part, you will execute the plan and also doing two daily objectives. You will be given 14 days to do the plan, and the faster you do the plan, the better. And I will show you how to execute the plan first. First, open the calendar, which you will see on screen, and then what you need to do in this calendar, you have to decide what kind of item that we can get today. Only one, and then how to do that? First, let's look at the red circle over here. The red circle represent the day, today's days, and then the red circle is placed on Sunday the 7th, which means that today is Sunday and the date is 7th. That 7th is the first day for getting the cake in this discount period. We have been planning that we will get this cake at a discount period, and since it is exactly what we have been planning, we will get the cake today. How do we do that? First, we have to remember the icon, the location icon here. This is where we can get the cake. After that, after we remember the icon, we press back, and then we will see when we will find them in the map. This is the map. These white boxes with lots of location icons here. If we don't see the icon similar with the place in the calendar, what you need to do is to scroll the map using the left mouse button. You press it and then drag it to the direction that you want. Okay, so we found the icon here, the cake shop. This also has the same shape here and also has the same name. Then after that, what you need to do is to click the location icon like this, and then there is two buttons. The first button written pergi ke toko kue, which mean in English you go to cake shop. What this button do is this button will order our character, which is sitting in the home, to go to the cake shop, and this character over here, which represent us in the game, cannot move from place to place without we are giving the exact order. So if we do not give the order to go, he will just stay at wherever he is on the map. So we place this button, pergi ke toko kue, or going to go to the cake shop, and then we press this button to buy the cake. Right. So we have order him to get the cake, going to the shop and then buying the cake. After that, we will also put the order to do these two things. The first one is to maintenance some tools. The location is at home, so what we need to do is to find the location which has the same shape with this icon. And for home, the location of the home is similar with the location of the character, which is this one, the one that I have been pointing with my mouse. Similar, what you need to do is to click the house icon, and then there is a bunch of icons. There's a bunch of buttons here. The thing that we need to press is we have to order the character to go to home. And so okay, this is a bit weird because the character currently is located at home, but we told him to go to home. What does it means that we want to make sure that wherever he is later on this day, he will make sure to go to home for maintaining the tools. Alright. Then after that, what we need to do is to press one of the buttons here, aside from going to home, which has the same text with this objective here. Let's see. Oh, this is the button. Okay, we press that. After that, this objective, the order for doing these objects have been piled up in these white boxes. Next up, we also need to read some books. The place also the same. It is in the house. So we press the house again, and we press go to home to make sure that if we go somewhere, he will go to home again to read a book. After that, we press this button because it is similar because it is the same as written in these small white boxes. Okay, so all the order to get the cake has been piled up here, and also the order to maintain the tools also have been put here. The same with reading the book. What we need to do is to make sure that there is no order that have been missing. So far there is none. After that, we press ready. So after we put all necessary orders to do these two daily objectives, and also for executing our plan, our first part of the plan, which is buying the cake, what we need to do is to fill this timetable over here with these orders, and I will show you how. First, let's do the maintaining the tools. It has a time requirement which it can be started as early as 8 and as late as 18, and it also has duration of 1 hour and 30 minutes, and it can be done at home only. So what we need to do is to first see, is there any order here that has the tag similar with maintaining the tools, which is this, and then we drag them to any eligible time slots. It can be started as early as 8, and I want to be doing that early, so we put that on 8. And what happens if we publish that at 7:30? If we start the activity at 7:30, it will violate the starting time. The same also happen if we put that on 18:30. This will also violate the starting time rule. And if we insist on doing that, the game will give you a penalty. So let's place that on 8 o'clock. Okay. Then we check the location requirement. The location requirement is at the house. Every day at 6 until 23, if we didn't tell the character to go somewhere, he will stay at home. So from 6 until 8, he will stay at home, and thus the location requirement has been fulfilled. What we need to do next is check the duration, but it will be more clear if we schedule this reading books activity first. So similar with the maintaining tools, we have to see and we have to find the small boxes that also has the same text, which is baca buku or reading book in English, and put them at according to the starting time here, which is as early as 9 and as late as 9 at night. Let's put that at 9 here. Okay, so far so good. We can read that at 9 because it is still obeying the rule of starting time for reading the book. However, it will violate the duration for maintaining the tools. Maintaining the tools has duration of 1 hour and 30 minutes. We start at 8 and we will finish at 9:30. So if there is something else which is going somewhere or doing other things, this means this will make the activity fail. Hence, reading book cannot be done at 9 and instead only be done as early as 9:30. Or if you want to play safe, place that on 10. This is the correct sequence. After that, we will check the location, and the location is still at home, whereas at 8 until 10 we also still at home. So we don't need to put this on the 9:30, or we don't need to order him to go home because he is already at home. Okay, so after that, because there is no activity after 10 o'clock until 11, it has a 1 hour duration. So if we read the books at 10, it will finish at 11, and there is no activity in 10:30. So it is also correct. After that, we have to buy cake, and buying the cake, it has a different location which can be seen here. It can be bought on the cake shop. The cake shop is located here in the top at the hotel. And because our location from 10 until night is still at home, we have to order the character to go to home and to go to cake shop from home. So what we need to do is to place this pergi ke toko kue, or in English going to cake shop at 11, because we already finished reading the book at 11. So the traveling has time of 1 hour. So the character will take the shortest route from its current location to the destination, which is 1 hour here. So if we go to the cake shop at 11, we'll arrive in the cake shop at 12. And what does it mean? It means that if we buy the cake here and put it at 11:30, we cannot buy the cake. Why? Because we are still on the road, and we cannot buy them on the road. however, we can buy the cake immediately after we arrive, and we arrive, if we go to cake shop at 11, we arrive early at 12 o'clock. So this activity, buying the cake, can only be placed as early as 12. All right. Next up is this has the starting time, the starting rule, and it also has the duration rule. And similar, the buying cake also has a starting time. For starting time, in the execution of the plan, we can buy cakes, or we can buy or the decoration anytime at starting at 6 until 23. So we can buy the cake at 6, for example, or maybe at 17, maybe as late as, let's say, the 22, as long as we already arrive at the cake shop. And also pay attention to the duration. The duration for these two is 1 hour. And I want to buy the cake early, so let's place that on 12. Right. Then after that, we check again whether the character whether the character is in the proper place for doing these two objectives, whether the activities also has its duration preserved, which means there is no activity that hinder the which means that there is no activity that still other time for another activity. And then we also need to check whether the activity is started according to starting time. So far there is none, and then there is a 2 remaining order here, and this order, which is going to home, is not necessary to put in the timetable. The timetable only consider what kind of order you are putting here. So if we are not putting something, the activity will not put them in the score, as long as it's not related. All right. So there is nothing to, there is no mistake anymore, and we can press finish. However, somehow, if you feel that you are forgetting something, let's say that you want to go to this place, and then there is no order here. What you need to do is to press this button to put that order here in the white boxes. If there is none, you can press finish and let the character do the hour timetable. So he will be moving and doing any activity that we are putting in the timetable. Okay, so the first day has been done, and then there are several things that I have to tell you before. So first, there is routine activity. So any activity that has a routine in its label, it means that we can only schedule this activity once, which this means that if we schedule, let's say that we go to hospital, and then doing this objective, and we put that in the timetable. If we press finish, and then the next day we also finding the same activity with the same name, and the timetable will be filled with our previous answer. So and this is convenient because there are a lot of days to come. Okay, so that's the first one. Next one is this. So we are already buying the cake, and then because date 8 is still in its discount period, which is also the same with the plan, and we do not need to buy the cake again. You need to only buy the cake once, not twice, only once. You can only do that once. Because this has been done, we need to consider whether we can also buy the decoration. The decoration, we plan to buy this on its discount period, which is as early, when we can do as early as date 11 here. However, today is date 8, so we cannot do this activity, or we cannot buy the decoration. So we have to wait until date 11. Since there is nothing to do, we can only consider these two activities only. Okay, so that's how we apply the game. Thank you for your attention.